Hey, what's going on? My name is Shash and I'm the founder of Linx Digital and YouTube advertising agency that has done over $30 million in sales with YouTube ads. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use placement targeting with YouTube advertising to get great results. So for example, here's a client here that has done over $1 million just last month with YouTube advertising. We've also worked with clients like Indestructible Shoes, Amazing Selling Machine, and Kino Body to get them 7-figure and 8-figure results. So to emphasize, we know what we're talking about. We're not some guy that spent 10 grand on YouTube ads and now thinks that he's a YouTube ads expert. We've literally spent millions and millions of dollars in like dozens of different niches. So let's get right into it, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion on placement campaigns. Before we get started, let's talk about what placement campaigns are, right? So a placement campaign is essentially a campaign that allows you to choose, videos that you specifically want to target your ads on. So you could literally take a list of 300 videos and have your ads show up in front of them. You could do it in front of one video. You could take all the videos from one channel and target that. The key is you're essentially hyper targeting your videos to very specific videos. So there are certain pros to that. Number one, it's hyper targeted, right? So if you know your ideal customer watches a certain type of channel, you can go and basically target their channel and get really great results. Number two is that placement campaigns can often be profitable at lower scale, right? Like if you're spending $50 a day to $100 a day, placement campaigns can work decently. Number three is that you can target specific competitors. So if you have a competitor you want to show up in front of, you can do that. So you can literally be like, hey, I want to show up in front of this guy's ads, and go ahead and do that. Now, number four is you can actually run ads on your own channel to get cheap engaged leads. So for example, I could run an ad in front of my own channel, and I probably should. In fact, I'm gonna tell my media buyer to do that right after this. And what will happen is if somebody is about to watch a video on my channel, they'll see that ad. And the way that works is that it's basically kind of like cheaper because you get some of the ad revenue back. But at the same time, you're blocking your competitors from being in front of your ads, and you're also getting leads because now you're basically telling people, hey, go check out this lead magnet, and these are people who are literally watching your videos. So it's an excellent strategy. Now, there are some cons, right? There are some negatives to running placement campaigns. The first is it's pretty hard to scale. We've scaled ad accounts to 10 grand, 20 grand a day, and I'll be honest, very little of that was through placement targeting. It was usually through audiences like in-market ROI, topics, affinities, custom intent. While placements, it's really hard to get them to start spending a lot of money because you're being very hyper targeted. So that's kind of the con of placements. The second thing I don't like about placements is that it can be very expensive in certain niches like internet marketing, right? You can sometimes pay $100 CPMs, right? So you're basically paying 10 cents per impression, which is ridiculously high. Now, the third is that at our agency, we barely use them because our clients hire us to scale their ad accounts. They're not hiring us to spend $50 a day. They want us to spend $10,000 a day, right? So with placement campaigns, it's usually not really getting us the results we want. If we're starting out a campaign, if we're doing some low spend, it's great to get some initial kind of momentum, but it's usually not that effective in terms of getting volume. That being said, it's really important to learn how to run placement campaigns, because if you do get that running, even if you're spending $10 a day and it's working, it'll build a lot of confidence. It will teach you how to run YouTube ads, and it'll build that first foothold of profitability. All right, guys, now I'm going to show you how to actually set up placement campaigns. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to show you how to use a tool to get lists of placements, so getting the URLs themselves. The tool we use is called TubeSift, and then I'm going to show you how to set it up inside Google Ads. So let's get right into it. So if you want to set up a placement campaign, the first thing you got to do is build a list of videos that you want to target. So one thing we've noticed is basically it's kind of a difficult thing to do it manually. It's better to use a tool. We use TubeSift, which is pretty awesome. So we'll go in here, and if we want, we can do it by different ways, right? So for one, we can literally grab all the videos from a channel and then target that, right? So for example, right, let's say we want to target, I don't know, this channel, Bloom, right? As if you're in the music space, right? You want to target this music channel. You go in here and you can literally, depending on the number of channels, the videos in the channel, right? Like this channel probably has quite a few videos, so I would probably choose the 300, right? And then you can grab all the videos from a channel. Now, here's something to keep in mind, right? Like inside, when you're setting up a placement campaign, you are able to target channels directly, but a lot of times that often doesn't seem to spend, right? So we'll click website traffic, video, drive conversions, and let's call it placements, Bloom, test ad. We use maximize conversions for new campaigns, right? $25 a day budget, the USA, English. We'll click standard, so standard in-stream ads. So I'm gonna get rid of tablet and TV screens. I'll have basically a view frequency limit. So I'll maximum of, let's say, 2 views per day, and then impression limit of, let's say, 2 impressions per day. So we don't basically hit the same people over and over again, right? And basically, this is where you can add placements, right? So here's the thing, you could actually go in here and target the channel, right? I don't know if it's this, where is it? Bloom, all right, it's probably this channel, I'm not sure. You could target all the videos by just clicking on this. The issue is a lot of times when we do this, it doesn't deliver. So that's why I like to go into TubeSift and manually grab the videos. Now this can take a while, so you kind of have to let it run. But let's say you do get it, you basically add it to a list. You can get the links pretty easy and just copy it. So grab it here, and you'll go in here. So instead of choosing the channel, what you'll do is enter multiple placements and then copy and paste. So that's one way to do it. So if you want to grab videos from a channel, that's how to do it. As I said, like whenever we add the direct channel URL in here, a lot of times it doesn't seem to deliver. So that's why we like doing this. Now, there are a few options inside TubeSift, right? So number one is by keyword, right? So keywords is one way to basically find keyword placements inside of TubeSift. So for example, let's say you're selling supplements, right? A vitamin C supplement. So you could literally have a keyword called vitamin C and it will find keywords. Now, this is where with placements, you have to be very careful because sometimes you'll put these keywords in and they'll get you random things. So over here, for example, this is not related to supplements. I think it's an artist or a musician or something and their name is vitamin C. So you have to be very careful when you're doing these placements, when you're doing keywords, to actually check if it's relevant and remove the ones that are irrelevant. So you can see like half of these are relevant, keep them, and then maybe like, basically what you'll do is, so you can grab them, add to a list, right? And you'll create this list. You can go into this list right here, for placement lists. And then you can actually basically delete some of them, right? So you can delete, there you go. So those ones are irrelevant. So you can click delete and then you can clean up the list before then, getting the links, copying them in, as I showed you guys before. Now, another way you can do this is by relation to video. Now, this is when you have a certain video that, for example, you want to find related videos to that. So let's say I want to do, like I'm selling a surfing product, right? And I want a video that's related to this one, right? So I'll go in here, I'll copy the link address, throw it in here, and this will throw in like, I think what it does, it finds the related videos and the videos that are showing up on the suggested search, and it'll grab those 20 videos. So obviously, let's say if you're selling a surfing product, this could be a really great way to do it. That's like a pretty awesome way to do things. Now, another way to also grab videos from TubeSift is to click on top charts, and you can actually get the top videos in every category. Now, I don't really use that much, but yeah, that's how kind of you build placement lists, and those are some easy way to grab placements, right? So hopefully that helps you out. Now, one thing I do want to mention is you can also target your own channel. So what you would do in that case is literally, if I wanted to target my own channel, I would just take that channel URL, put it into TubeSift, grab whatever number of videos I have. I could then basically grab all those video URLs and then target my own channel with that. So that's like a very easy and great strategy to basically get some quick results. So another little cool piece of the puzzle that I want to tell you guys about is, for example, if you want to target Facebook ads and only target trending videos, so videos that are like basically getting a lot of views recently, you can do that. And that's actually a really great feature because now you're targeting videos that are popular and new, and often a lot of advertisers aren't advertising on them. Okay, so Facebook ads, it didn't find any. Let's say Amazon FBA. Interesting. So this one can be a little tricky. Let's try fitness. Okay, there we go. So now we're finding some videos. Now you're not gonna get a lot of options in here, but you're basically gonna get some really like high volume videos that are getting a lot of recent views, and often your competitors won't be advertising on them because these are new videos. So a lot of people, they'll create their placement list and run it for like months and months, but they won't refresh and upload new videos. So this is pretty important. So yeah, that's another really awesome option inside TubeSwift. Now, another cool thing you can do is if you want to target your competitors, you can throw in their channel URL in here and grab their videos as well and basically target them inside your placement ad campaign. So that's another really cool idea that you can kind of implement. All right, so let's quickly talk about how you can optimize placement campaigns. So the way I like to do this is I'll pause any placements that spend 2x the target cost per lead or cost per sale that I'm trying to get without any sales, right? So if, let's say I'm trying to get leads for $5, if there's a certain placement URL or a video that I've spent $10 on, I haven't gotten a lead, then I'll shut that down. So that's an easy way to do it. Now, if you want to be really aggressive, you can, instead of 2x, you can make it 1.1x, 1.2x, but basically that would allow you to optimize much faster. So another kind of caveat I want to put in, so obviously you can do that, right, like what I just said, but if you have a campaign that's working super well, and let's say it's a target CPA campaign, even if you have 1 or 2 placements that aren't performing that well, I would kind of leave them be, because with target CPA, whenever you make a change, it kind of resets the algorithm. So it's often better to just leave it running if the whole campaign is doing super well, instead of trying to hyper optimize and shut off every placement. Now, if it's not doing super well, go for it, right? Like if something's not working, yeah, try to shut off placements that aren't working. But if it's working super well, you could actually harm the campaign by trying to over optimize and shut off campaigns that aren't working, because then it's going to set it into like learning mode, and it's just going to lead to the campaign not performing for 7 to 8 days. It's better to often lead 1 or 2 placements just be, instead of messing with the whole campaign that's already working. So that's something important to keep in mind. Now guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn more about YouTube targeting options, the next video to watch is our ultimate guide to YouTube ads targeting. There'll be a link up there or down there or in the description. Go watch that video. I think that video will be awesome. And if you guys want to take your YouTube ad skill sets to the next level, there's also a link to book a demo for our YouTube ads course. It's a very high level training with 8 to 9 hours of content, private Facebook group, and live trainings. If you're interested in learning more, you can book a call with us to learn more through that link. All right guys, thanks for watching the video. Cheers.